Tuberculosis has been the talk of the school lately, and many people have unanswered questions like, what is tuberculosis and am I at risk?
Tuberculosis is a bacterial infection that's one of the most prevalent infections around the world. If you have someone in your classroom that's infected, you'd want to be tested to make sure that you don't have it. The most important part of prevention and of treatment is recognition, because you can have active tuberculosis and have very few symptoms for a long time. You're potentially spreading that infection without knowing that you have it.
For those who are extra concerned, preventative measures can be taken to potentially prevent infection.
So the N95 mask that everybody talked about was on shortage for a long time. That's a very important mask for someone treating someone with tuberculosis. That's a good way to protect yourself. So masking would be the number one way to protect yourself if you were in the presence of a infected person.
If you do happen to test positive, there are effective measures and treatments in place.
Treatment is quite a bit different than if you had, say, a strep throat or a skin infection. If you have a person who gets diagnosed with tuberculosis, obviously you want to isolate them. So because of respiratory droplets, as we've all experienced in the last few years with COVID, you know what that feels like. It's a prolonged treatment. For the first 2 months, you take 4 drugs typically every day. And then 4 months after that, you do a 2-drug regimen. It can be extended several months beyond that based on risk factors, but typically a 6-month treatment time frame.
Hypochondria is very real and should not be overlooked, so try not to stress too much about the circumstances.
The biggest fear is the unknown, but the truth is, even though it is very contagious and easily spread in a normal, healthy individual, your body, for the most part, is going to clear it itself. If you develop it, there's good treatment in place, which is why the incidence of tuberculosis in the United States is extremely low, because we're a developed country and we have good treatment regimens.
Let's stay safe and informed, Ravens. For ONW Now, this has been Ash Hunt. Let's throw it back to the desk.